what he would do.
Because we did say in midweek that was Arsenal's strongest side.
Yes, we did. But I think this is a different game, and he's talked since Wednesday, Arsene Wenger, about being outfought, outmuscled. No surprise then to see Ray Parlour brought into the side here, along this side. Now, Freddie Ljungberg's got a big job. I talked about Ashley Cole getting attacked. Now, Freddie Ljungberg will want to go forward. It's his natural job, Martin. And I think Arsenal will have a look. Don't be surprised if this doesn't work. And Ashley Cole's been tested. If these two don't swap, Freddie goes over and Ray Parlour comes over and fronts up Ashley Cole because he's better defensively in that department.
Are you surprised about Bergkamp?
A little. I like horses for courses. This is a good ground for Wiltord.
Yeah.
But maybe he's going to say he's hoping to get Bergkamp involved in a deeper area the way he normally does and leave Henry up top on his own. I think that's probably how they're going to start. But the lads have touched it in the studio. This guy is so important. Everyone talks about Henry, but when this boy ticks, when he gets in the ball and he's all over the pitch covering and then influence at the head, when he ticks like that, Arsenal normally tick too.
By far and away the two most successful clubs since the start of the Premiership. It might well certainly about these two great clubs this afternoon. And here's Ryan Giggs. Parlour in crisply. And Arsenal will be looking for more of the same. Ray Parlour's been something of a talisman for the Gunners on this ground, where they've had some good wins, of course. They've won here in the Premiership in each of the seasons that's ended with them picking up the Premiership crown. And of course last season they beat Manchester United here in the FA Cup and went on to win that trophy as well. And if Manchester United feel there's some early uncertainty to try and cash in on here, that wouldn't surprise you. I think it's going for a fast start.
Great skill from Giggs. Had a little look, saw Lauren commit himself, flick him outside the left foot and away.
In recent seasons, but he's in at the outset today, Bergkamp. Kolo Touré, who's the best of the Arsenal backline on Wednesday. Not a great deal of competition in that respect. On several occasions he diffused the danger from Martins, the inter-forward, who had such an inspiring first half, in particular. Parlour. But a night earlier, it was a stroll in their own park, really, for Manchester United. They made it happen, of course, and made Panathinaikos look woefully weak in the end. Bergkamp right up alongside Ulrich. So Shea, who makes the header. Keane is there, Parlour trying to hunt it down for Arsenal. Ferdinand to Gary Neville. Younger brother Philip, as Andy pointed out, in that holding midfield position. But he got a man of the match verdict for when Arsenal were last here in the league. And Manchester United won that game 2-0. And of course drew 2-2 at a crucial stage later in the season at Highbury. West, pressed by Vieira. And Tingy, the official, saying that the Hollywood will cross the line. And Giggs to Quinton Fortune. And Mr. Roy just checked and got the ball by doing that. Flipped forward by Cole. Parlour's header. Arsenal have won both of their away games in the Premiership so far this season, comprehensively at Middlesbrough, less so across town here at the City of Manchester Stadium. But they did show plenty of character that day, coming from behind. Nicely done by Bergkamp. Bergkamp. Gilberto. Ronaldo, who certainly led Charlton and Merry Dance recently, and he's left Ashley Cole on his backside. A very encouraging contribution there.
Yeah, he nearly put his hip out, Ashley Cole there, didn't he? Goodness me. change of direction, but that's, I think, why he's picked him, Sir Alex, and would have done anyway.
Use the red button on the remote. Keane. Phil Neville giving Ronaldo a chance to express himself again. Vieira trying to get across. This time he just pushed it too far. Ahead the young player from Portugal.
Did it sometime.
Philip Neville having to play on the retreat, but good support and good vision from Neville himself to find Keane. Fortune played left back against the Gunners in the Community Shield. Prefers to be further forward and would love to get a run in the team. He's never yet got a Premiership winners medal, Quinton Fortune. Never had enough appearances in 3 winning seasons here. Lauren. Parlour chasing, and he'll certainly do that with bags of gusto.
Centre-back, he certainly looked extremely comfortable every time he plays there.
Ferdinand, who's getting his fitness back. He's had a virus, they think. It's shown itself as a pain. O'Shea. Moves down by Parlour. The top 2, remember, from 6 of the last Premiership seasons, and that way again at the start of this weekend, but not at the moment. After Chelsea's excellent win yesterday. Toure this time. Well, the decision is a throw to Arsenal.
Oh, Giggs is furious, isn't he? Feels he was just bowled over. Kolo Toure. Ball's played in. Might have been a case.
Parlour.
Just a little bit of sparring going on early in the games, and it usually is that way.
Ray Parlour just misjudges it there. Fortune. Parlour might get a foot in again, and does. Lauren. Henry. Now Vieira. So often linked in the transfer gossip columns in the newspaper with a move to Manchester United. Couldn't blame Manchester United for expressing an interest.
No.
Lauren.
You see Freddie Ljungberg's intention. He's playing over here on the right-hand side now, so I think that's an area where if he gets himself like that, Patrick Vieira very quickly just trotting. Well, very quickly trotting doesn't make sense, but he's very quickly spotted that he's gone, and he's had to go and fill in. He might have to do that once or twice today.
At the moment, Ljungberg is in the centre of midfield alongside Gilberto and Vieira, just holding that left-hand side berth where he might be able to help out Ashley Cole. Ferdinand's header. Martin Keown, we haven't mentioned him yet.
First touch, really, I think.
Came back well when Campbell was suspended in Manchester against City. Got the man of the match award. His warrior-like qualities, I'm sure, will be important for Arsenal today. He's had 1 or 2 jousts with Ruud van Nistelrooy. One on the particular occasion turned out to be very costly. He was fined £5,000 by the Football Association. Gary Neville. Spin on through to Lehmann, who was in great danger there of taking the ball outside the area.
Well, the feet went out, but whether the ball did it is another thing. Played this ball down the line, he comes out, now the feet go outside, but does he keep the ball in? Looks like he does from here. Just, oh yeah, just. Can you imagine it had slipped?
Just be the sort of decision that Steve Bennett wouldn't want early in the game. O'Shea. He's got a lovely cruising style on the ball, hasn't he, for a actually tall man, very well balanced. Cole, Lundberg back on the left, and Gary Neville determined not to let him settle on the ball.
Yeah, that looked like a Arsenal throw, so tit for tat over there.
Giggs makes a run, looking for a longer throw. And Manchester United get a corner. Just over 10 minutes gone.
Yeah, they've got plenty of targets, Manchester United, but you look at the size of Arsenal, they are a big side.
Well, they were caught out in the Community Shield,
Yeah,
weren't they, by a Manchester United corner routine with Silvestre scoring in that game. Manchester United. I wonder when ever there will be a manager at this level of the game who would put in such a shift, and he says he's not finished yet, not by any means. Henry. Arsene Wenger completes 7 years at the end of this month. It's the penultimate game of his 7th year in charge. Newcastle at home next Friday, which you can watch with us on Sky Sports. Here's Lauren. O'Shea deals with a ricochet. He's trying Silvestre. Keane. Now Silvestre's got to use his right foot, or has he? Maybe he should have done. And
that's generous in the extreme from that linesman down that corner. Look, just putting the foot through the ball, but trying to play out defence, admirable. Sometimes you do have to just put the foot through it.
Tim Howard is fitted in very snugly into life at Manchester United. And Fabian Barthez, the goalkeeping spot, was always had an air of show business about it. Howard more matter of fact. And they've won very good save, even in the 5-0 win. On the
Get on with it. No fuss.
Ronaldo. That's Roberto.
Takes that maybe a little bit further forward. You just see, put it down.
For Ryan Giggs to take.
Hit the post. He's hit the post.
The Reebok Stadium.
Yeah.
Ended up then as an own goal. It did touch the defender, who was Martin Keown in those circumstances. It was a very costly moment at the
Wednesday, I think, wasn't it? Celtic losing the game in Bayern because of the Roy Mackay same sort of thing.
It hasn't been a first 15 minutes full of Manchester United momentum, but they've come closest to an opening goal.
Well, no one's had the momentum. Part of the reason is that was because the back fours on both sides have had more possession of the ball than anybody. They've been happy just to be footballing heavyweights.
Vieira. Cole. Solidly stopped, fairly stopped by Keane, who slid in, got the ball against Vieira, then Cole's there again. Plenty of meaty meetings between the two in the past. Touré's head. Mr. was interested in a longer throw, but Manchester United. Bergkamp. Keane, of course, played in the back line against Wolves here. Fortune. Turned into Gilberto's challenge.
No need to them. Well, we were right above that as well, I have to say. I was with the linesman on that line. People as quick as that.
We're supposed to have the better view, aren't
yeah.
Throw that was disputed on that far side, not the first of the afternoon by any means, but Arsenal got it and taken it with a bit of a positive thrust. Now Vieira to Bergkamp. Cole's made a move on the left, but Bergkamp looks to the right to Parler. Cole could make an extra man coming around the back, and he has this theory about Arsenal's crossing, and no one really wants to attack the crosses. It wasn't a particularly good one by Ray Parler's standards there.
If there's one man in the side who thinks it's something that at the very highest level they're going to have to add to the game along the way, Arsenal sometime.
was a lot of rain in Manchester overnight, but the wonderful weather of recent months has returned. Giggs. Ronaldo taking on three. He's put some hands on Parlour. It's time for an extra touch or two for John O'Shea. And it was a weak one towards Silvestre.
He didn't look. It's as simple as that, Mark. He didn't see Henry sprint about 20 yards across field to close off Silvestre down.
Keane. Silvestre looking for the diagonal. I think Giggs might have been his target. Maybe I've done himself injustice, but he's found Ronaldo.
Look at Vieira straight away, Martin. That's what captain. Straight over as soon as the ball travelled.
And they're going to pay a heavy price for conceding the free kick. Giggs takes deep. Van Nistelrooy! Got a great goal against Arsenal, of course, at Highbury in April. It's a very positive start for Ronaldo. Back to Giggs here. Plenty in the middle for Manchester United. Drops to Van Nistelrooy. It's there to be hit. Good block by Gilberto. Henry. Phil Neville did well. Cut out by Keown.
Good possession, not Keown. Ooh, that be the first booking of...
Van Nistelrooy. So Keown did stay on his feet. He might have nudged Van Nistelrooy then. But anyway, Manchester United got the ball back and spread it wide. Ronaldo isolating Cole just for a moment. And he's managed to get a kick from the edge of the area for Manchester United. O'Shea is one of them. But it's met by the fists of Jens Lehmann. And now raises an arm for an offside. Hesitates with Vieira. He's got to be careful on the edge of the area again, and so he's explored the wider positions of his penalty area on both flanks. And this on the back of the game where he was a bit uncertain coming off his line.
Well, he was there second time, wasn't he? It took a bit of convincing from Patrick Vieira to actually come and collect it.
He, of course, made his debut in the Community Shield for Arsenal against Manchester United, just like Howard did for United against the Gunners in the same game. Very much a new season of goalkeeping for both these clubs. Henry had plenty of joy against Fabian Barthez in the past. Cole supporting from the inside, and Ronaldo hasn't run with him. What's Ashley Cole going to do here?
Just get the impression it's beginning to warm. Which, as I said quite rightly in studio, this is a tie that hasn't disappointed over the years, but I think the first 20 minutes or so was pretty lukewarm.
On the subject of cup ties, the Carling Cup, Cardiff against West Ham, Tuesday at 7, Sky Sports 2. And on Wednesday, Coventry against Tottenham, also Sky Sports 2, also at 7. Higgs right up on Toure. Phil Neville. Wants to see it out. Andy, you're talking about who plays in front of Ashley Cole. Arsene Wenger isn't the sort of manager to move people around to give them specific assignments.
9 times out of 10 in most teams, but I think when you're playing one of your biggest rivals and away from home, you have to maybe have a look back and say, yeah, well, that's an area where we could have a problem, he would say to himself. So, why move Freddie Ljungberg? Just move one of them in midfield. But, I mean, he obviously feels not, and, you know, at the moment, it's fine. Ashley Cole's done all right against Ronaldo.
I mean, to be fair to Arsene, he might be thinking, well, Perez has been playing there. I've left him out, so maybe it is a concession for Ronaldo. Of course, he might not have realised that Ronaldo would have started the game.
That's true.
All ifs and buts, it's that. And they were unusually tepid, passionless at times, which is very much unlike the way the Gunners have developed over. Keogh, a combustible player, if you like, in an atmosphere that can get very heated.
Well, it hasn't even threatened to, has it?
Cole, Vieira, now Ljungberg. Bergkamp. Cushioned header from Keogh, but it didn't find its intended target. Gilberto. Ronaldo. Give and go with Philip Neville. Toure roaring across, but Ronaldo will get there first. Fortune has joined Giggs and Van Nistelrooy in the centre. Arsenal regroup. Quinton Fortune. Only there, of course. First Manchester United goal for 2 years. Keogh. Lauren. We had that embarrassment in Manchester, the own goal against Manchester City 3 weeks ago. Sylvestre. Challenged by Parler, it runs for Henry, who's been on the periphery of the match so far. Much to Manchester United's relief, I'm sure.
Again, a little example again, John O'Shea in trouble, might have just put his foot through it and cleared his lines. He tried to play his way out, got caught in possession.
And another example of Freddie Ljungberg being caught upfield as the ball went to Manchester United right, and again Vieira had to stride across. Can't get that. It's another towed away by Gilberto. There was another of the Arsenal players who was conspicuously below par against Inter. Keane.
I actually thought Gilberto might be the one that was sacrificed today. I thought Parler might go and play in there. And they either might play Wiltord or Perez in one of the wide areas.
Gilberto though finds Ljungberg. Yeah. A lot of this type of play in the game so far. What Manchester United did at the beginning was play Arsenal on reputation and respect rather than on the Arsenal that they saw on their television screens on Wednesday night. They didn't get in their faces, they didn't rattle any cages.
Well, they're playing a dangerous game there. Just about got away with that again. Hugely confident.
Ronaldo on the run. Vieira trying to stay with it. Toure certainly stuck with Van Nistelrooy. Arsene Wenger's very pleased with Kolo Toure, for the record. And how he's handled playing as a centre-back. Toure by Keogh.
Keogh's just giving him up in the edge of the box.
They have got a legacy of the great defensive days on their staff at the moment in Steve Bold, who's coaching one of the youth sides at Highbury. Went to a drill or two with the first team back four. Quick free kick taken by Ferdinand. Keane. Ronaldo wants it from Giggs. Swept in the cross. Comes out to Fortune. Keane. Fortune. Keane again. Couldn't find a way through. He's slipping down, Kolo Toure, but he's still got his head to the ball. Real momentum behind Manchester United now.
And needed to take anybody on, and he's whipped in two great crosses.
Sylvestre. And he referred to those Sylvestre quotes for those viewers who aren't readers of that particular newspaper. He suggested that Arsenal have lost their essential Englishness. Manchester United still have it, and Britishness, if you like. And he was saying French players, his French colleagues at Highbury, bring quality, but they don't necessarily bring that sense of a community, if you like, that Arsenal certainly had before. Henry trying to just set up Bergkamp a bit like
play through teams, because they do. Maybe a little variation might be needed.
Slight miscalculation by Gary Neville. And too much on the cross from Bergkamp.
You know, maybe I'm being too picky in old age.
You're remembering all those many great goals you've scored from crosses.
And I'm remembering what great teams do that I've watched in the last 10 years, and will watch this year do at times as well. I mean the Real Madrids and Juventuses and Manchester Uniteds of this world, they all cross the ball.
Fortune. Ricochets out to Roy Keane. Trying to find the head of Van Nistelrooy, and Toure intervened.
He's been great again, Martin. Open the 35 minutes, Kolo Toure. I mean, really prominent in defence.
Phil Neville whipping it wide. Ronaldo. Oh, another variation. But Arsenal have developed their own art form.
And it is an art at times, and beautiful to watch. Roy Keane on player camp for anyone interested. I'm sure there'll be plenty.
He's got to be careful with those pumping tackles, though. He's already been cautioned. And he has a red card against Arsenal on his record in the past in a FA Cup semi-final replay that he ended up on the right side of the result.
Was that the last ever FA Cup semi-final replay?
It was. You know it was. And you know who scored. Giggs to take this corner. Good work defensively by Henry.
You know, that's what I mean as well. Who can spring is...
And comparisons, the 5 games of this, they've each scored 52 goals in that time. That, of course, is Van Nistelrooy's time in the English game. 52 league goals apiece. And this... venture forth.
Yeah, I think in games like this one, Martin, are so important. This is a massive game for Arsenal more than Manchester United, I feel, from a mental point of view. And, you know, sometimes you have to be extremely patient. You have to. The game might not be flowing the way neutrals would love it to be, but the players on the pitch, they've got to be patient. They've got to keep doing the things. Because, you know, so often one goal wins these kind of matches.
And Nistelrooy. Ronaldo. Manchester United, can they crown it with a goal? Lehmann didn't deal with the outswing on the ball.
Just as well his captain did.
Toure can only plop it onto the chest of Cristiano Ronaldo. There's the step-overs that he loves so much. Phil Neville. His game is a bit more prosaic, but you need both sorts. Parlour. Ramps actually defeated him. Keane refreshed from being left on the bench against Panathinaikos.
Well, I bet anything that the majority of the games he's fit for, he'll play on.
Giggs. Toure was the 3rd man. Gary Neville purposefully. Not sure that Lauren quite wanted it there from Gilberto. And his feet were quick enough to deal with the sideways pass.
Got the straight Ray Parlour there against John O'Shea.
There's been plenty of that, hasn't there? I mean, you talk about not be free-flowing, but it's so intense, and in a way it has its own fascination, the way these two giants of the game set out to try and unlock each other, and extra dimension today. It's disappearing fast, really, the lack of calibre in Arsenal's performance in midweek. They've had a good 40 minutes here.
I think the Arsenal manager will be absolutely delighted the way his team have played up till now. Maybe would have wanted more the attacking end of the pitch. Haven't really threatened apart from the once with Ashley Cole.
Sylvestre. Now O'Shea. The uncertainty between Toure and Jens Lehmann. Hungry guy, wants to make his mark in the English game and takes everything that goes wrong for Arsenal very personally. And he felt that he wasn't culpable then.
Well, the only uncertainty was the goalkeeper. He was certain, Toure, what should happen. Come and take it. He had enough of a lead on Ryan Giggs not to be too troubled in the end.
There wasn't much on for John O'Shea when he had the ball, and suddenly Arsenal looked as though they were going to give Manchester United a chance that they didn't really deserve in that attack. That's the little nudge by Keane on Wednesday. Gilberto. Finding Giggs. Not to find Fortune. Fortune might get in there again. Shoulder to shoulder with Parlour. Good honest work by both midfield players. And by Philip Neville. That was the sort of thing he did in abundance against Arsenal here last season in the league. And Ronaldo was isolated Ashley Cole, but Cole's quickness on the turn, and he's got a splendid spin in that sense. Out with the danger that time.
They haven't quite clicked into gear, Arsenal at the top end of the pitch, have they, Martin? They've been rather, I wouldn't say happy to contain, but, you know, they know the problems that they have, and that a goal can win this, and Arsenal will happily take a goal in the last 5 minutes and still be in a game.
Great strength by Van Nistelrooy. And Manchester United make a breakthrough so close to half-time. It would be very damaging to Arsenal's morale if they did. Bergkamp. And well under pressure, and then he wasn't entitled to hold off Sylvestre. After that, the ball had gone. Now going to foul by the Frenchman, and the referee called it even. Vieira. Laura. Easily dealt with in the air by Mikael Sylvestre. Will only be one added minute.
I think probably Alex Ferguson will feel his side have been the better side just about in the first half, without being dominant. Arsene Wenger, on the other hand, I think will be fairly pleased with the way his side have defended, the way they've contained Manchester United for the majority.
It's very rugged by Vieira, and he's caught Keane as well. I thought Patrick Vieira might be losing it a bit, and that half-time might come at the right time for him to cool down. Ronaldo.
Blue with.
Ljungberg. Battling on. Where's the ball? Came Manchester United's way to Keane, and then Van Nistelrooy with his sleight of foot. Ryan Giggs with a curling free kick, struck a post. Ruud Van Nistelrooy with a headed chance at the far post, put it onto the roof of the net. 0-0 at the break.